Hey fam, my name is Franklin and welcome to Orgaysis. Today we are playing King's Guard, and what happened last time, y'all? Oh, we're picking up right after Ramos won his little battle in the Coliseum. Oh, okay. Okay, I see where we are. Our brother caught us, but like we kind of trying to get away at this point. But yeah, if you want to download this game, it'll be in the description and in the comment section. Without further ado, let's get started. You never bothered looking back as he continued to yell at you. You just needed to make it to the stairs and get out of the Coliseum as soon as possible. You finally reached the edge of the aisle and jumped out, though you noticed a large figure at the top of the stairs already bolting down. Hey, how the hell? Matthew, enough of these games. It's time to head back. Matthew's guard. Don't you guard me. I would love for him to say, don't you guard me. Don't resist. You know you can't get away. You might be a beastman, a being that was quicker, faster, more agile than you. But wearing such heavy armor and in such a crowded place like this, even he would have trouble catching you at this point. You looked down towards the bottom of the stairs and contemplated making the leap. Oh lord, you gonna jump? It was a long way down. If you don't land properly, there was a chance you might break a leg, but what other choice did you have? Matthew! Without wasting any more time, you jumped down the steps and landed on your feet in a painful thud. Ooh, a sharp pain jolted up from your feet, coursed through your legs, and rang your head like a bell. It hurt like hell. Rhymes. It hurt like hell, but you didn't have time to let yourself be bogged down by the pain. You glanced back up at Leandros through gritted teeth and smiled. It was a rather gutsy move you managed to somehow pull. Okay. You glanced back up at Leandros through gritted teeth and smiled. It was a rather gutsy move you managed somehow to safely pull it off. It just feels like a mouthful to me. And with that much distance between both of you, he wouldn't catch you this time. Nope. He stared right back at you with wide eyes, looking for far more concerned and furious. If it wasn't for the crowd's constant cheers, you probably could have heard him berating you for such a dangerous stunt, though you'll likely hear it face to face with him later. Before he became aware that the two of you were still in a game of cat and mouse, you continued moving, fleeing out of the Coliseum and into the city streets. Leaving the arena behind, you wandered the main streets of your city, Havina. Every road was amassed with people, carts, and animals, all weaving around each other to make their way to their own set destination. This was the busiest district of the city, as well as the most hectic time of day. Not even a mouse could weave themselves through this endlessly shifting maze without getting stepped on. You glanced through behind your shoulder and caught sight of Leandros rushing out of the Coliseum, his entire body shifting around frantically. You ducked behind a cart and watched him from a distance. He shut his eyes as though in concentration and lifted up his nose. Despite the scents in the air being filled with sweet food, savory spices, pungent smoke, and perfumes, and other not so pleasant scents, he still rotated like a compass until he was facing you and then opened his eyes. How does he always know where I am? It's like, you got a certain scent, boo. Beastmen always had sensitive noses, but this was ridiculous. He was a cat, not a dog. I was like, bruh. Still, it would do him little good if he couldn't actually catch you. Between the two of you, there was a large crowd, and a man of his size and stature wearing that armor would have difficulty trying to push his way through. Matthew, please, just wait. Leandros pushed his way forward, apologizing the entire way as he wiggled through the mass of people and scampered out of the way of horse-drawn carts. Okay. Some actually moved and gave him passage, but most stood their ground and sneered. You ducked low, hoping to lose sight of him, and waltzed through the crowd until you managed to squeeze your way out from the mob streets and into the deserted alleyways. Left then right once more. Without thought of direction or knowledge of location, you just kept moving, winding through another maze, this time built of brick and mortar. Like a comma should have been there. But that might just be me. Might just be me. Anyway. The passageway echoed with your ragged breaths and clack of your shoes, almost as loudly as the pounding of your heart in your ears. Let's do that again. Let's reread that one. The passageway echoed with your ragged breaths and clack of your shoes, almost as loudly as the pounding of your heart in your ears. Leandros' voice was but whispers now, but even with the distance that you gained, you knew it would do little to stop him. Let's talk about the apostrophe S. I think this is correct. Like, people have been asking about like how apostrophe S works with words that end with S. And at the very least, for names, like, you don't break up a name with an apostrophe, so you have to add another apostrophe S because he's not plural. His existence, his name, his identity is not plural. You know. So you want to add ownership to a word that ends with S that is not plural, you do apostrophe S. Anyway. When it came to a game of cat and mouse, he could go on for days without breaking a sweat while you would be panting on the floor completely tuckered out. With as often as he chased you down, you should have gained more stamina, but even now, you were ready to take a breather. But you had to keep moving, to keep pushing yourself until your feet were sore and shoes worn down. Bet he'll think twice before dropping his guard again. Suppose father would just have to go on without. Suppose father would just have to go on without. You smacked headfirst into the back of what happened to be a large man. The soft surface gave way, sinking your face into it ever so slightly before you were slung backwards. It didn't hurt much, and your nose didn't appear to be broken, but your tongue was a bit swollen now from nearly biting it off from the sudden halt. The man you bumped into grumbled aloud, clearly not amused. Oi! Which of you bozos thought it was funny to whack me from behind, eh? The heavy figure twisted around, nose twitching, and dark beady eyes peering down at you menacingly. Can I see his face? I want to see his eyes. Huh? He seemed to be a mouse beastman, or maybe a rat. It was sometimes hard to tell exactly which when it came to differentiating beastmen of similar species. But you knew exactly how dangerous it was to mistake them for another. It was always in your best interest to remain silent about such matters. Just like calling another a nasty name, it was the same here, and calling a beastman as the wrong species could easily lead to a life-threatening rumble with an enraged beastman. So he still has white in his eyes. Okay, music. So, you're the little Mousie who did this, huh? Mousie? See, no, the hypocrisy. No, we're fighting. Let me drink some water. We're fighting. And that's actually time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, my name is Franklin. This has been Orgaysis, and this has been King's Guard. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when I upload the minute that I do. If you would like to play this game, the link to its download would be in the comment section and in the description. I believe that is all I have to say. So I'll see you guys in the next video.